Hello to you, and welcome to today's Metaphysical Meandering. It's going to be a little longer than usual, so let's settle in. In fact, let's take a moment to breathe. Just inhale and exhale. And as we inhale, we follow the breath in and down. And as we exhale, we blow away all the little dust mites of the day behind us, all the things that are kind of gathered in. And with each breath, inhaling and exhaling, we sink gently into the skin, into the muscles, into the bones, into the heart. Let me grab our tea. Tonight mine is Yogi, a soothing caramel nighttime blend. Tonight we are honoring the full moon, which will take place in, I guess, about 2.5, 3 hours. It is going to be after midnight here, so it could only be 2 hours. I'm not sure. But we'll still have a little time to really wallow in the energy. And if you're like me, there has been plenty of energy to wallow in these last 2 weeks, month. For me, these last couple of weeks, I've been taking some impromptu trips into my past. Random visuals or actions or something on the radio or something on the television. Something would remind me of a moment, more childhood, younger adult moments, and often things that I'd really forgotten, maybe forgotten the impact of. And I was going to give an example, but I honestly can't think of one now, except that it was a definite moment that I had in the middle of a conversation. I'm going, oh my heart. So it was kind of like the Dagaz rune, the way I learned it. The Dagaz rune, which it looks like an hourglass on its side. Kind of the square with the X in the middle. The Dagaz rune is a symbol of doorways. And it's not just about passing through the doorway, going from one to the other. It's about pausing before we walk through and honoring all the steps that brought us to the doorway. It's kind of like telling the story of the past, because you stop and you think. And in a way that's really kind of wild, the backward look, because it's happening at the time, of the full moon, where we're supposed to be growing in. Generally, the full moon is about, for me, the culmination of something, the manifestation of something, it giving energy to the growth, as opposed to the other side of the moon, where we're riding the wave back down and clearing out the undesired detritus before we start a new growth pattern. So this looking back is much more reminiscent to me of the new moon energy, or of a fall winter kind of thing, as opposed to the height of summer. Um, but it turns out that today, anyway, and maybe this has to do with the energy on either side of it, today there's more going on, or there was, than the cycle of the moon. Today is August 8th, which is 8 8. And 8 is the infinity symbol on its side. And it's known as the Lion's Gate, 8 8, August 8th. And, well, the Lion's Gate is, okay, honestly, I am a little not sure how to express it, so I want to share something that someone else wrote about the Lion's Gate. And the following is was written by this amazing being, Avalon, um, uh, who I have the pleasure of knowing and actually singing with. And he shared this in the chat thread that I am a part of about the Lion's Gate. Many are using today as a portal for manifesting, intention, and sacred connection. Regardless, it is a good day to bring the things you want to have more of and to let go of the attachments that keep you from those. Letting go may look like opening the heart, forgiveness, loving in a new way, or radical acceptance. Radical acceptance can free us from attachment as we stop fighting anyone and everything. Pretty cool, I thought. And I thought that kind of it hit home for how I've been feeling. Um, well, let me keep going in my words, because in a discussion this evening that I was having with another lovely soul, actually, there was a group of us. Um, uh, she offered this additional insight, and I am paraphrasing and expanding based on my memory and my processing and my practices going forward. We are attached to things which keep us from being who we really want to be, because the thing that we're attached to is easier, or it's something known, or we don't know how to let it go. And the growth that we're trying to manifest is one of the hidden parts of us, like a dream that's tucked inside. Maybe something that we kept safe because sometime in the past we were told no, or we saw others doing it and suffered in a way, or I don't know, achieved it in a way that we didn't want to give energy to. Or maybe it's something that we were simply never encouraged to do, something we were never encouraged to explore, something that, just popped a little seed into our hearts and we're like, okay, yep, that's sitting there. But this is real life. And we don't actually want to talk about it now because we're not really used to thinking about it as part of our life now, as part of who we are now. It's a departure, um, alien from what we're used to putting into the world, to how we define ourselves in a way. So, in a way, it's like the whole moon cycle wrapped up in one day. We're putting energy into goodbye with this lion gate and letting go, and then putting energy into stepping forward, the manifesting, the pulling out that hidden thing, and stepping through the doorway into this new self, the Dagas, which I realized as I was writing this that the Dagas, the hourglass, also kind of looks like a squared off infinity symbol. So that was really weird. And yes, I did write out most of this so that I wouldn't head down 100 different rabbit holes just a couple. Okay. Anyway, so I think that the trick to the Lion's Gate, maybe even the full moon, maybe even life, and it always has to be a trick, doesn't it? Like a life hack, because otherwise we'd all just be automatically floating in nirvana, so enlightened and peaceful, and it would almost be a joy to go through one of life's tribulations because there would be so much support and knowledge that we're loved that it would be an honor to experience that connection. But that's not quite how it works yet, is it? So the trick is that phrase, radical acceptance, I think. Acceptance of the hidden dreams and the fears, acceptance of how we feel or felt about what did or didn't happen to the dream. Do we blame ourselves? Do we blame others? Do we feel guilty? Do we feel silly for not recognizing it in the first place, or silly even contemplating doing it? Accepting of our triumphs and trials, accepting of the people who made it work when we didn't, and accepting of how we might be treated if we do even try and talk about it before even trying to make it work. Even to those who love and support us, or maybe even especially to those who love and support us. Radical acceptance, accepting everything and letting go of the fight, the resistance. Now, this is where I would say, actually, this is where I say, let's pause, take a drink of tea. See if we kind of have our head wrapped around that. The manifesting something deep inside, which would mean letting go of a lot of outward stuff, which would require acceptance both of that hidden dream and of the way we feel about it and of the way we think others feel about it and of the way we feel about things that we don't actually really want to be attached to. This is the part where I'm supposed to say, all right, let us accept and honor and charge through that doorway and let our freak flags fly or get our creativity on or whatever that dream is. But I'm not actually going to do that. I'm not going to say it. I am not going to do it. And it's not because I want to stay safely on this side of the doorway. Thank you very much, with my hard-won routines and all the amazing things I've discovered about myself. Because let's be honest, I've worked really hard. I have done a lot of discovery. I've grown a lot. And if you're like me, heck, if you have survived this far, with all the interesting things that have been happening, you have grown a lot. You have learned stuff about yourself that you might not want to have learned, and you've learned some amazing things about yourself too. And it would be nice to be able to rest on those laurels, but life doesn't work like that, at least not in my experience. And we can technically, but then we would just be here instead of growing past each challenge that comes up. Back to the topic. I'm not going to say go through the doorway, and I'm not going to do it because that's not how it works for me. I don't grab an idea and run with it. I ponder and I contemplate And I let the seed of acceptance plant, and I let it grow, and I think about cutting ties, and then I go work and read and sing and talk to people. And in a little bit, a decision has reached or a next step has been revealed. Something happens, and I realize, though, sometimes that something is me putting a note in my calendar. Okay, it's time to, think about this again. I have to decide which one of those hidden dreams do I want to let out? Do I want to expose? Do I want to add to my identity? Which one do I want to say in a future full moon meandering or happiness video? Which one do I want to say, I am so excited to be working on this? Happiness is pulling a dream out of the basement and dusting it off and giving it a go. Happiness is talking out loud about this. Which one do I want to experience all those scary feelings about? Because no matter how much we practice life, each new dream that we work on is a new adventure. So there's the new scary feelings as well as the feelings of accomplishment. And which ones am I really willing to say out loud to anyone? So for now, for today, maybe just for this hour, maybe for a year, I am going to sit on this side of the doorway, and I'm going to listen to the stories that are brought up by my daily activities. And I'm going to feel the feels and see what I think they have contributed to my current path. See if there's something that I need to work through, because it will probably be relevant to what my secret, most hidden, or maybe not really hidden, but most often pushed down dream is. And hopefully I will be able to connect with that dream, the me that my radically accepting heart will be open for. I hope the moon shines brightly on us all, bringing not only illumination, but also comfort in the knowledge that it will come round again and again and again. And if I only take one step toward my dream each time the moon comes round, then that is as fast as I need to go. And that is okay. And thus endeth the meandering. As usual, I hope that made some kind of sense. Most especially to me when I go back and reread it or rewatch it. But also to anyone out there who is like me, and everyone out there who needs to know that we're all just doing it one step at a time. That is the way we do it. Some steps may be longer, some may be shorter, but it's just one at a time. And remember, we are each and every one of us held in the heart of love. So take care of you.